Hey guys, Ty here, and in this video we are going to go over charging your Go while using it and some battery recommendations that I have, and what how to keep your Go from overheating and what it means to charge the Go while in use. Now Oculus, their official stance is don't charge it while you're using it, and I'm sure that is just from like a liability standpoint. Their lawyers said just, hey, just stick it out there, don't charge it while you're using it, and it will absolve us of any liability if anything should happen to it. But it's basically a cell phone, and you use your cell phone all the time while charging it. You never have a problem with that, except this just has a slightly different battery in it. So this has an 18650 cell, which is just like this one right here, and it's just like a big beefy AA. Runs usually at like 3.6, 3.7, or 4.2 volts. I believe this is like the 3.6 volter inside of here. And these batteries are really like in abundance right now. They're all over the place. They're getting cheaper. These are the type of batteries that you will find in Tesla power packs. They're also the type of batteries that you're going to find in most portable power banks these days, just because they're getting cheap and everybody's making them now. The one that's in the Oculus is undoubtedly like probably it's either going to be a Samsung or an LG or a Panasonic or maybe a Sanyo cell. So it's going to be high quality, and it's not going to explode on you or anything like that, so don't worry about charging it while you're using it. I'm sure it's perfectly safe, and I've been doing it since I got the Go on launch day, tons, and I haven't had any problems at all. Now, the one thing that you want to be kind of aware of is overheating issues, and I've seen a lot of people saying my Go's overheating. The thing that I found that seems to like correct that is just turn your screen brightness all the way down. When you're in the Go, your eyes will quickly adjust, and I run it at like all the way down, and maybe if I'm watching a movie and the movie's just really dark, then I'll bump it up a little bit, but because it's a dark movie, it's like running it all the way down at nothing. So turn down the screen brightness. Your eyes will get used to it and will help prevent it from overheating. Another key thing is if you're going to charge the Go while you're using it, start at 100%, and you want to make sure that you're using enough power to actually keep it at 100%. I think you're going to actually see that you're going to have more overheating issues if you're running at a lower current that isn't allowing it to charge, because now the Go is trying to do two things. It's trying to provide as much energy to that battery as it can, but it's not going to be able to keep up with also running the Go right there. Now, I've got this little USB voltmeter, and I've tested the Go along with a bunch of different cables and a bunch of different batteries and plugging it into the wall, and I found that under like extreme load with the screen brightness turned up and a game active, you know, I had to kind of like put my finger over it so it wouldn't turn off, so I'm moving it around, you know, after playing it for a while and then watching this voltmeter, I saw it would go up to about 1.8 amps draw, so that's what it was asking for. And that is the high end. Generally, if you're just watching a video and you've got it turned way down, it seems to draw about 0.8 amps, which isn't a lot, but in those higher draw situations, it's going to want more, which is why I don't ever use a 1 amp battery. I've got a bunch of them, and I've got some batteries here that I'll show you. I mean, I probably have 30, 35 power banks, and I don't ever do it with the 1 amp because the Go will slowly start to drain, and that's not what I'm looking for. You know, I don't want to just add on another 45 minutes of runtime. I want to quadruple it or more. So pick up one of these charger or these USB voltmeters right here though. They're 10 bucks on Amazon, and one of the reasons that these are really handy to have is identifying problems, well, with chargers and batteries, but also cables. So I've been using these for about 2 weeks now, and these are the magnetic type cables. So, and I've got the little magnetic ends on here, and they're great because you just boom, plug them in, and then it's good to go like that. And I've really gone overboard with them. I bought 2 to start, tested them for a bit, and really liked the convenience of it on the Go. So I bought them now. I'm using them on my cell phone. I'm using them on a bunch of my batteries on the Go as well. And these cables are great. Before I bought these cables, and one of the reasons I decided to just go ahead and get some of these, is I went through with this voltmeter and I just went through and tested a bunch of my USB cables, and it makes such a huge difference. I found one cable that might look identical to another cable would provide, you know, 0.2 amps of current through this, which is nothing. And the next cable charging, using a high draw device like one of these batteries to suck up as much energy as possible, it would start pumping it out at 2.5 amps. And so, it's the cables. So these are great to identify bad cables. Swap those out. Those are not any good, and you're going to experience your battery creeping down even with a decent enough, the battery in the Go creeping down even with a good external battery, or even with the wall charger right there. So the wall charger that comes with the Go is rated at 2 amps at 5 volts. And these batteries right here, everything I use except for this RAV Power one, and this we'll get into a little bit later, this is rated out at 1 amp, but it performs really well, and it'll go up to 1.5 amps. So it will keep the Go topped off right there. So sometimes a 1 amp rating, it will go higher than that right there. Now, all of the current new batteries, for the most part, are going to have smart charging circuitry, so that they're not just going to jam out 2 amps. Let's say like these guys, and I love these RAV Power battery packs. This is rated at 2.4 amps on the lower power port right there, and it doesn't mean that it's just going to jam out 2.4 amps. It's going to see what the Go is kind of like requesting, what its draw is, and it's going to provide correct amount of current for that right there. So 2 amps has worked just fine for me. These 2.4 amp guys work great. These little batteries right here, I picked these up at Walmart. These are sick. This was $4.88. I tested the USB cables that it came with, so if you're just looking for some nice shorter USB cables, and they were 18 inches, which is the perfect length, those were great. They were like some of the best cables that I had in terms of performance. I think the $4.88, it was worth it just for the USB cables, especially because they were like longer than a foot. A foot is too short if you're mounting the cable like with the head strap back here. I'm using a magnet to mount it back here. If you're going on the side like this, then yeah, you want a foot or less. 6-inch little short cable would work great, but I keep mine mounted in the back, and those 18-inch cables were perfect for that. So, but I am now a huge fan of these magnetic cables right here. This brand is NetDot, I think is what they're called, and now I think I have like, oh god, I don't know, like probably like 10 of these cables, and I found that it's almost cheaper or about the same price just to get the cables, which come with adapters, and buying just the adapters on their own. It's like $1 difference for 3, so just get the whole setup, and now you got lots of extra cables. They work great for the Go. I have found that it's kind of hit or miss quick charging my Samsung S8. Sometimes it'll quick charge, sometimes it won't, and I can't figure out why. It's not which the direction, it's just sometimes it seems to work, sometimes it doesn't. I tested it with the voltmeter though, and when it's quick charging at 9 volts, we've got lower amperage, and then when it's not quick charging at 5 volts, we get a higher amperage. So that's watts, amps times volts is watts. So I'm getting a little bit more wattage coming through when it's quick charging, but not a whole lot more. So it's the difference between fully charging the phone in say an hour and 10 minutes, or quick charging, or quick charge in an hour and like an hour for quick charge, sorry, or slow charge for an hour and 10 minutes. So not a big difference. But anyways, I digress. I like these cables. I'll link to them in the description below. And then this guy's 3 feet long, which is too long. They have a 1 foot, which is going to be too short for my needs here. So I just kind of braided the cable up a little bit to make it shorter. And these guys are actually surprisingly light, this fabric. These are lighter than the equivalent length cables I have that have like the rubber coating on it right here. So nice and light. You don't notice the weight on it like this. And then I'm using a magnet to mount it, and I've used these like little elastic bands. I had some cheap elastic and some Velcro, so I just made these up. And I was Velcroing the batteries on, or not Velcroing, I'm sorry, using the elastic bands. I was using Velcro a while back, but I found that was tearing up my head strap, so I got a new head strap. I didn't want to ruin the Velcro, so I was using the elastic bands, but it was kind of a pain in the butt to get them in and out. So I just found a magnet that I had lying around, and I got these little magnetic plates on Amazon. And these are meant for cosmetics. You put them on the bottom of like eyeliner or something like that, and they've got these magnetic cosmetic displays, but that's what these are for. But it works super well like that. So bam, and then it's instant off like that. I'll link to the little metal plates, so if you want to magnetically attach the battery, it's so quick and easy. And I found some batteries that are really similar to this that I'll link to. I'm sorry, magnets that are similar to this, and I bought some just to see if they would work, and they work fine. They're just a little bit bigger than this, and they don't have the hole in the middle, but they're not too expensive, and they work great. I am using this VR cover head strap, which I really like, which has the faux leather on it. So I just used like an industrial double-sided sticky tape to stick this magnet on here, and it's working fine. However, if you wanted to use a magnet on your cloth, you could just super glue it on there, and I'm sure that would hold it on there as well. These VR cover head straps are pretty nice to right here. So the trick to charging, you know, with any of these batteries, and let's just go over the batteries. Okay, so these are my battery suggestions right here. This is probably my go-to battery, and I bought it for $10.99 or $11.99 on Amazon. I just checked, and now it's $9.99, and it's this GetIHU, like GETIHU brand. It's very similar looking to like the Aki version of this, but it's much less expensive, and they offer a 3-year warranty. It's got pretty good reviews on Amazon, so I thought I'd give this a shot. I've had it a couple months, and I love this battery. It's nice and light, and when you throw it on the back right here, and I love having the battery on the back like that because it helps pull the weight a little bit off of your nose. Some people like to mount it on the side too. That's cool, especially with like the small, really light lipstick type batteries. But if you're using a slightly bigger battery, I'd recommend rocking it on the back like that. And then this thing right here, in case you're wondering, you're looking at it, this is a Bluetooth transmitter, so I like using Bluetooth headphones because I just have a pair that I usually have on, and this is just super convenient to use if I want to use headphones. And then I've got the little magnetic adapter, so I've got it on the side of the Go right here, and then I've got it on this, so if I need to charge the Bluetooth, boom, I just move it like that, and then I need to go back and charge the Go, move it like that. Super, super convenient. So this battery has 5,200 milliamps. It's $10. It's this off-brand, but so far I love it. So this has been my kind of go-to battery. Now if you're looking for something a little bit bigger, this is an Aki battery, and I don't know if they have this exact same model. I'll look when I link down below, but I will put its newer version. They change them up pretty frequently, but I've got a bunch of Aki batteries. These are great. This one right here was gosh, a little bit more expensive. I think this was like $24, somewhere around there. But this is a 10,000, what is it? A 10,050 milliamp hour battery right here. And on the back, instead of using these little metal things, the cosmetic things that I got, I'm using a metal plate that you get with a magnetic phone mount, or a car phone mount, and this is meant to go stick it on your case or between your case and your phone, so it gives it something to grab onto. This is just aluminum, doesn't stick well with the magnet, so one of these, and I'll link to some of these down below if you like the look of that. It looks better, and that's what I've got on this, so it matches the black batteries versus being silver like this on these cheap lipstick batteries right here. And then I've got 3 of these RAV Power batteries, and I love these guys. Super, super versatile. I use it to charge my phone, tablets, the Go, all sorts of stuff. It's got quick charge 3 on it. It's got a smart 2.4 amp out, regular USB out. It's got USB type C in and out, and that's where I've got this adapter so I can just charge it in the USB-C. And then it's got a micro USB quick charge in as well. So these things rock. They're a little bit expensive, but it was worth it for me to get 3 of them right there. I love these guys. Then we got these little batteries from Walmart, $4.88. It's got the killer cable that comes with it. Love these. Best $4.88 you will ever spend. So I'll link to these over at Walmart. You can go pick them up locally. I got a couple of them right here. And then this battery is like a special battery. This one's kind of expensive. It was like $40, and it's only, what is it, 6,700 milliamps. But this is a RAV Power File Hub Plus. So not only is it a battery that will recharge my Go on the Go, but it acts as a media center. So I can put in an SD card right here. If I'm not charging the Go using its USB port, I can plug in like a hard drive, you know, like even a mechanical powered hard drive, a portable one, and it will run that hard drive, and then it's just a DLNA media server. So you just plug it in, follow the instructions to set it up. It's not terribly difficult, but as far as like getting media on it, really it's just plug and play. Plug it in, and then look for the Wi-Fi it creates, connect to it on your Go, and then open up Skybox Media Player, go to network, and you will see the RAV File Hub Plus as a server there. And boom, it's going to serve up all of your media. This thing is awesome. So it is a battery. It will charge your Go, but it also serves a double purpose. And you can put an SD card in it like that, thumb drive, whatever. So this thing is super, super versatile. I love this because it does all sorts of stuff. Yeah, I use this a lot when I'm like away from the house for sure. But as battery goes, it's a little bit expensive, like 40 bucks. But if you travel at all, get this with your Go. It's sick right there. And then yeah, definitely get a little USB volt tester right here. So this little USB voltmeter is super useful at weeding out bad batteries, bad cables, and then these magnetic charging cables are sick. So I've really fallen in love with these right here. So I think that's about it. Just remember, keep your screen brightness down. Turn down that screen brightness and start off with your Go at 100%. So it's not trying to charge the battery up. It's just a trickle charge, which is a totally different amount of power consumption than trying to give the battery a net gain and powering the Go at the same time. So yeah, start off at 100%. Turn your screen brightness down a little bit, and you shouldn't have any heating problems. If you do that and you do have heating problems, let us know in the comments below. Maybe we can have a discussion about it, see if we can troubleshoot, figure out exactly what's causing the problem, and help other users out that might be having that problem as well. So yeah, I think that's it. If you guys have any questions or anything, please feel free to ask in the comments below. Give the video a thumbs up. That really helps the channel. Subscribe. Hit the bell button if you want to get notified. I do these videos fairly frequently. And I think that's it. So I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks.